Ihre nächsten Anschlüsse ICE 944 nach Düsseldorf Hauptbahnhof über Duisburg. Abfahrt 11:41 Uhr. Heute circa 5 Minuten später, heute von Gleis 2 S9 nach Gladbeck West über Essen-Borbeck. Abfahrt 11:41 Uhr. Von Gleis 7 und RE 42 nach Mönchengladbach Hauptbahnhof über Duisburg. Abfahrt 11:44 Uhr. Von Gleis 10. Gleis 6, Einfahrt RE1 nach Hamm-Westfalen über Bochum. Abfahrt 11:52 Uhr. Vorsicht bei der Einfahrt. Ihre nächsten Anschlüsse FLX nach Hamburg-Altona über Gelsenkirchen. Abfahrt 11:07 Uhr.
Make a check. 1, 2. Good evening. Good evening. I'll give it a few seconds and actually post the stream link as I said I will do. And let me quickly pop out the stream chat as well. And do some magic with the time. And then I'll actually wait for you guys to come online, because otherwise there's not much sense in starting and giving some kind of introduction. So we do have one concurrent viewer now. I gotta say, I'm like really nervous, like streaming this, because it's so far from my comfort zone of what I usually do and have any clue about what I'm doing. Because right here it's just not the case. But good evening, Roy. Bing Bong, nice to see you join us at Duisburg Hauptbahnhof today. And there's that pinky guy. So I guess it's just the two of you anyway joining, so we can get going. So a very good evening from Duisburg Hauptbahnhof, which is quite local to me. This is like in the Ruhrgebiet. We are in Trains and Ball 3 with the... What the fuck is that woman doing? Walking into me. With the DLC, I think it's called like Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr. Yeah. The train we will be driving today, I don't want to give up control just yet. I just started to get going, mate. So we will be driving today this train called the Deutsche Bahn Baureihe 422, so DBBR 422. I made some notes so I can actually tell you about something. So these trains were built from 2007 to 2010 and are still in service in real life, I think. They were built by Bombardier and a company called Alstom, which I don't know. Yeah, the service we will do today is the S-Bahn 1, S1, whatever, like Stadtschnellbahn, I think is like the full name of it, which normally goes from Solingen to Dortmund. However, in this game you only ever get like parts of a route, because the game doesn't handle longer routes very well, I think. So we will be going from Duisburg Hauptbahnhof to Bochum Hauptbahnhof. Sorry for not looking at the camera. Total driving time will be around 40 minutes per way, and I have no clue like if we go the same way back or something. So yeah, I figured we can do a quick walk around the train. This is the direction like where we will get in, so we will drive off in this direction. We just need to set up the lights. It says nicht einsteigen in the display right now, right here. So people don't get in yet. We need to set all that up ourselves. Yeah, other than that, it's like a 4-car train thing, and there's like 2 trains, I think, or something. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then there's another train at the rear, because this is quite the popular route, I guess. So yeah, they are coupled together there. And then you get another like 4 cars right there. So we still have 4.5 minutes to departure. That's very fine. And yet DB owns Schenker. Yeah, that's true. All one big company, I think. Yeah. No, I don't want to give up control, man. Yeah, this is like a very local train, which takes up all the stations as well. Like, it doesn't go very far, but it stops everywhere, so... Or city tracks, basically, or like city routes. And when you go to the, like, REs, which is Regionalexpress, like, those go further distances, and then you have ICs, which are like intercity trains, which then go even further, and then you have the Intercity Express, of course, the ICE, which is probably, like, known worldwide. So yeah, let's hop on board. We still need to do some stuff to our train. First of all, let's close the door, and there's some people, so let's... Oh no, well, hello there. I wanted to, like, lower the blind a little bit at least. I mean, it's fine with them looking, like, behind our shoulder, but... some privacy is also nice. Oh yeah, I forgot one thing. Like, here's a few switches we need to flick. We need to switch the flick for... flick the switch for... EZB Störschalter goes to off. And SIFA, which is a Sicherheitsfahrschalter, goes to Betrieb as well. Right? But that's all we need to do here. So let's sit in the driver's seat. I will tell you more about some of the systems of the train later, during the route. But first we need to, like, raise the blindness. I can't talk today, guys, sorry. So yeah, the brightness of the screen. And then we can specify in the FES, which is Fahrgastinformationssystem. Fahrgastinformationssystem, say that out loud 3 times. We need to set up, like, the signage on the train. So we go to Dortmund via the S1, so the first one's already ours, right? So that's all set up. Sadly, like, I noticed Train Sim World doesn't feature a lot of depth in terms of the trains compared to other train simulators from what I've learned so far in the past weeks since I've started playing this, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. We also need to insert the key here, because this is a Richtungswahlschalter, so we can choose our direction basically, and we will want to go forward, right? With the key inserted there, we can then also open up the doors, as you can hear. Yeah, there you can see a little bit of the door is opened up, and some people get out now for some reason. And so this is like our speedometer. So we have the speedometer here in kilometers per hour. That's probably, like, easy to understand. And here you only get, like, the power the train is applying in this direction, or, like, if you're braking, I think this is the amount of power it regenerates or something. Okay, so that is all set up already. We still have 1.5 minutes on hand. Some people want to get on the train just now, I guess. So yeah, usually this is called the Ebula display, from what I've learned again. Like, it's usually containing, like, the driving schedule and speed limits on the route and stuff. Sadly, this also is not simulated in the game, but at least we can up the brightness a little bit. Like, what you can also do on this displays is switch the contrast mode from this one to this one, but I think the dark one will work just fine for now. Actually, it's still kind of bright, so let's switch to the bright ones for now. So that's the displays all set up. What else is there in terms of controls? This is for punktbeeinflussende Zugsteuerung or something. I will explain that maybe later, but it's quite complicated actually. Then this lever, as you can see, it says Fahren and Bremsen. Like, this is a master controller. Pushing it forward makes the train go. Like, pulling it backward makes the train stop. Kind of like that. Then you have some funky switches right here. Fahrgastraumbeleuchtung, passenger lights, like, it's on right now. If you want to turn it off, like, now they are sitting in the dark. Kinda. Right? So let's turn that back on. We have a cap light, which I think is on right now, so we can turn that off. Oh yeah, much better already. Then we have the headlights, which we need to put to marker lights, I think. So we now have, like, white lights in the front and red lights at the rear, and I think we need to go now. And then you have window heating, the horn. And here's something for sending the track or something. So yeah, I think we are good to go for now. So let me just, like, advance this lever via the keyboard to, like, 60% or something. And then off we go. Current speed limit is 45 for us. But it will be 80 once we leave this station, as you can see by the 8 right here. And we also need to release ourselves from one of the security systems, I think. So yeah, that was that. So much talking in German, I'm sorry. So now we are allowed to go, like, 80 kilometers an hour. so we can accelerate all the way to there. And then you might have... well, this was too quick already, and I think it's not good to go too quick in a train, so let's brake a little bit. But like I said, pushing it forwards makes it go quicker, like neutral is just like... Are you telling me I forgot to close the doors or something? Why is this not... like this should have switched to the station we are meant to go. Wait a second, but I do hope the doors are locked. Yeah, they are. What's happening? Well, Okay, maybe we actually come to a stop right here and I try again to close the doors, and if this doesn't work we might need to restart the route. I'm not sure what's going on. Because I mean, they are closed, right? Maybe this one is not right now, but... Why is it complaining about the doors not being closed? I mean... I think something is iffy with the game, actually. Sorry guys. Yeah, it's starting really well. Let's restart the route quickly, and I will do the setup, like, within 20 seconds, and then we can go immediately. I'm sorry for this. Never happened while I, like, tried to do this while it was not on camera, of course. As it always goes. So, we want to do the brightness thing, turn the contrast to this mode. In the Fahrgastinformationssystem say we are S1 to Dortmund. Here you can also see like what kind of power the trains are putting out. I think there's not much more to see here actually. This is like the voltage, kilovolt, like imagine 15,000 volt. I can close the doors already. Oh yeah, well, 1 second. The two switches. Take this. Now it also says like proceed to Mülheim an der Ruhr, one direction of the lever. So disregard the bad start, I'm sorry. So as before, change this one, do some magic with some switches, now we can go 80. Brightness here, and that was that, and maybe the headlights to marker lights, passenger lights on, and that was that. Okay, just imagine it's like 3 minutes ago that we were this far. So, yeah, we are allowed to go 80 and I go too quick once again. It's kind of unfortunate like with the game not simulating this display, because you can only pop up this in-game menu which looks ugly as hell, and I don't like driving a simulator with a HUD, right? So, yeah, that's it. Just wondering like what else is there. Like, this one is speed limit again, we can now go 130 I think. Nope, still 90 apparently. I've been quite busy like learning all the signage and like the signals and stuff, and you need to pay a lot of attention to these signals because they announce like what speed you can expect to be allowed to go. So from what I've read and from what I've understood, like the whole world functions differently everywhere, like in terms of how trains operate, and Germany has like a speed-based system. So the track is like hacked up into a bunch of blocks, usually 1 kilometer long, and then you get a signal telling you, okay, the next block of 1 kilometer is free, so you can we can go 130. So if you know that the route is free, you can go this speed, and this is like basically what the signage is telling you in a very simplified form from what I've understood. Right, then there's like numbers on boards which indicate speed limits. I'm not sure what these are called, but this is like the kilometer we are at on the track right now. Right now we are at kilometer like 34 of this track or something. Sorry for the beeping, I will explain that in a second. Once we actually get to Mülheim. And that is all that... Now we can go 140 indicated by that sign. That was a bit late, I'm sorry. But I will show you on a different one as well later on. We can actually go all the way now to 140. Like, I think these ones indicate that there's like a signal coming up. And this is like a Vorsignal, pre-signal. Because you have like Vorsignale and Hauptsignale, so pre-signals and main signals. The pre-signal will tell you, okay, like the next main signal that appears will be you will be just allowed to go like we had now, right? So this is all green, so it means like the next main signal we will be allowed to just go as now, like with the same speed limit and stuff. If there's a yellow light on, we need to expect to slow down. And if there's... what else is there? I think that's it pretty much. Oh, we need to brake already. Time for some emergency braking skills, I guess. But I will get to all that hopefully eventually, and we will overshoot the train station because I forgot to brake. Yeah, not by much though, but this is a bit suboptimal. Well, too bad for the passengers in this one. So let's leave the other ones out. Then you heard a loud beeping noise, right? So I mentioned something called SIFA, which we enabled like on this panel. Right, so SIFA is in Betrieb, which means like operating, or you can put it in Störung, which means like there's a failure, it's disabled. But we want to use it. So what SIFA is, it's a Sicherheitsfahrschalter, right? So when the train driver is sitting in his lovely seat right here, there's a foot pedal here, like a deadman switch. And the train driver usually has his foot on this pedal, and every 30 seconds well, I need to close the doors now. Every 30 seconds he needs to release this pedal, so the train knows that you are still alive and doing stuff like on purpose. Right? So let's actually proceed so we don't fall behind our schedule now. Speed limit still 140, okay. So every 30 seconds, like I said, you need to release this pedal, which I do on the keyboard pressing the Q key. Not the cucumber, but the Q key, right? So... why is it slow now? Oh no, it's going okay. So if you don't do this within 30 seconds, what happens is that you get the acoustic notification sound, which we now got a bunch of times. So I will not press the pedal, or like release the pedal now. Right, and what will happen is, first the SIFA marker will pop up here after 30 seconds. Sorry, this was wrong. So first it pops up as a text box here. Then the train starts beeping after another 2.5 seconds. By the way, this one indicates that soon we will be only allowed to go 120, like this warning triangle. And now I press the SIFA meldung away again. First the box appears right here. We'll see it there. Then the acoustic notification will pop up, and if we don't release the pedal, then within another 2.5 seconds now, like the whole train will go into a Zwangsbremsung, like a forced stop, and this is for security reasons, of course. So, like if there's a dead train driver, or like a asleep one, like the train just doesn't run and kill people. Whatever. See, there's SIFA, now it beeps, and if I don't, like I will not release the pedal now, you can see it now goes into braking mode all on its own, hands off the control, and the control lever is still like there, so the beeping must be very loud. Now I release the pedal, now everything is good. This means we will be allowed to only go 90 at the next signal, main signal. So it's a lot of stuff to take in actually, which is why I found this game so fascinating, because you learn about stuff you don't usually know about. So, I think that is SIFA in a nutshell for you. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the reason, Ole, that trains are late in Norway. But if they operate in the same way that I do, and as buggy as this game is, then possibly yes. Okay, we are approaching Mülheim now, 600 meters. Mülheim an der Ruhr Hauptbahnhof, by the way. I've once worked in Mülheim. Funnily enough. was like directly after my vocational training, so it must have been like 2015, and the company only lasted like 3 months while I was there. It was just me, the boss, and the secretary. Very good. So, what's also important, of course, with the train is not braking too early. This is the train next to us. Because if you brake too early, like the rear cars don't add up on the platform. But I guess this is fine. There's Eva again. So open up the doors we do. So what else do I have on my nose to tell you about? We do have PZB, which is punktförmige Zugbeeinflussung. That is the name. And you have like 3 levers here, which you need to press at various points. Which is kind of hard to explain, so I will get to that in a minute, maybe. Let's actually try to get back on schedule. The secretary was actually about my age, so it was kind of cool to hang out with her. So I was like employed there as like a consultant to go into different companies and help them out with their IT stuff, right? But somehow, like, there were no projects for me, like for my knowledge skill or knowledge level, because I just came out of the training back then. So that was a bit unfortunate. I even had like a company Suzuki Swift for like a month, but then it was taken away from me when I was job, of course. Bit unfortunate. New speed limit, 12 means 10 times 12, 120. Right? I know now it says like, oh, we're too quick now. So an increase in speed is only valid once the whole train has passed it. If that makes sense. Right? So when you get a reduction in speed, like it's directly when you approach the speed limit with the front of the train. But if you get an increase, you must be completely over the increase in speed limit. I hope that makes sense. So now it's 120. I should do less talking and more train driving, so we actually catch up with the schedule to stop at Essen-Frohnhausen, Gleis 2 on time. And now new speed limit 14, so 140. Oh yeah, that sounds interesting, Roy. We do have the same kind of channels like in Germany, of course. And it feels like it's been like the last 5 years. Also with like cockpit videos from the planes, like now you get so much nice footage from the cockpits and from trains, and I don't know, I love the internet for stuff like this. You can get insights into so much stuff, which you usually can't see as a normal human being if you don't do this job. So it's not all bad about social media, I guess. So remember, speed limit is now 140. Right now, doing 135. Going down a slope, so we don't need power right now. And also Essen-Frohnhausen approaching in 1.5 kilometers now. So we should start braking like at 1.2 at this speed, I think. Oh, so maybe 20% brake. So I'm sorry, it was a lot of talking for the beginning. I hope it gets a little less later on. More braking, not less braking, Alex. Defa. Like on this train you get the very aggressive beat noise. On some other trains you get a lovely German voice saying Sie fahren. Z-far to you, like if you don't release a pedal, would be absolutely stopped on point. Like it doesn't go below 2 meters. Yeah, this was very much good. However, we are a little bit late still. This is actually an interesting signage we can take a look at. So, I told you about pre-signals and main signals. This is the main signal. The square one. Not square, but rectangle-shaped one. Like this is the main signal. Right now we are allowed to go. And then beneath it you have another pre-signal, another vorsignal, which also indicates green, which means that the next main signal in a kilometer will also be green. Right? And then, if there would be a speed limit imposed on this main signal, it would be showing right up here, like in a yellow number, I think. And right here, or like this would show a reduction in speed, I think. And this one shows that after this one, we can go 120. Right? 12 times 10. Come on, train, go. More power. So yeah, that's the 12.4. Like, after this one, after the whole train passed this sign, we are allowed to go 120 now. Oops. Next stop is already like in 800 meters, Essen West, Plattform 1, Gleis 1. And yeah, Roy, while you said like kilometer marker might be a good word for these boards or signs, like there's of course a very funky German name for them. I will actually look that up and paste it to the group or something later. Ja, nächster Halt, Essen West, Gleis 1, Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links. I'm not sure if it's the same on... Oh no, we will overshoot again. If it's the same in Norway, but in Germany, like the train announcements, like the automatic announcements you usually have, also not simulated in this game, they usually announce like if you need to get out on the left-hand side or on the right-hand side for blind people, I guess. So this would be Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung links. Left, but... yeah, I guess we messed up just a tiny bit here. But I think all the passenger doors should be... yeah, here you can pretty much exit the train as expected. Fucking sirens. Should be fire department, I think. From the sound of it. So what else can we do in this cab? We can raise and lower this blind. Funky stuff. Nächster Halt, Essen Hauptbahnhof, Gleis 11. Funnily enough, my girlfriend worked there. And, like, at this very railway station. Because there's like a office which takes care of people getting lost at train stations, giving out coffee to homeless people and helping them out a little bit to connect and stuff. Oh yeah, you also get the picture on the screens in Germany. Yeah, that is true. Probably not on all the trains in Germany, on all the ones probably not, but I think it shows like on the display up top as well. So we were allowed to go 120. Okay. Not for long though. Because soon we will hit a reduction in speed to come to the main station, because really main stations are very busy, right? So there's a yellow sign for us. It says 11, so from the next main signal it's only 110 then. So no need to accelerate even quicker. And again, green main signal and green pre-signal, which means the next main signal we will be allowed to just go on with the set speed. Can start braking already. Yeah, exactly, Roy. Maybe I can actually Google it during the stream. Like, should we arrive early at a stop or something? I read the name earlier and saw it in the video. Look, here's our new main speed limit. 11, 110 from this point on. So funnily enough, my girlfriend worked at this very railway station once. Like an internship. And actually, like, my day job is also based in Essen. It's not exactly the railway station, but yeah, my offices are, or our offices are in Essen. Oh no, still brake. No throttle. Oh fuck. Overshot again, I guess. Whoops. Kilometer, Schild, Zug. Let me Google. Kilometertafel. Hektometerstein. I will write that in chat. Hektometerstein, I think is a word. Close the doors. The Hektometerstein are the stones on which it's written, and I guess Kilometertafel is... Oh, I need to read up on the difference. Lots of stuff to learn still for me. Next stop, Essen-Stehle, Gleis 100... 104, okay. I don't think it has that many. Oh, it was Hektometerstein. Hektometerstein. And Kilometertafel. And stuff like that. So what was the speed limit now? 100 and... Oh, we are too quick somehow. Must have missed a sign then. I like the speed limit. I'm still very new to all of this, so bear with me. I wouldn't say it's intuitive to get started with it. But in the end, like, I started playing this last week Sunday, I think, and still it was surprisingly quickly to at least get going with it to a reasonable degree of understanding. There's also a very bad looking, but very like realistic train simulator specified on German trains, which is actually used by the Deutsche Bahn, called Susi, which only features German tracks and stuff. SIFA. That was SIFA. And I also bought that game, of course, to try it out. And new speed limit on the board, indicated 12, so we can go 120 after the train has passed, like the complete train has passed. This board, which is very long, the train. I think this is also like one of the simpler trains in the game, because you only get this one combined lever basically. There's a lot of different trains I saw with like brake setups with about like 3 to 4 different levers. The red signal is on the left hand side, so that means it's for the rail on our left hand side as well. Our signs are on the right usually, unless indicated differently. And we gotta stop braking actually. So I hope you find the stream somewhat entertaining, but I don't know, I'm just really hyped right now for these games in a weird way. And I thought like it would be cool to at least share it with you. And finally on our marks again for once. And almost on time. And not only watching people driving virtual trains online, they also drive it in foreign countries, which... Like, you will probably never go on a train in Germany, will you? There's a colleague. Maybe we can choo-choo the horn. Can't hear it. Lock the doors. Oh, you actually do enjoy it, Ole. That's nice to hear. So, reduction in speed here, ladies and gentlemen. You can see here it says 90. So, not from this signal, but from the next main signal. We will be only allowed to go a 90. And I think I need to acknowledge this with the PZB Wachsam-Taste. Nope, not necessary. So, how to explain that PZB thingy? Oh, you have actually taken the train, Germany, oder? Yeah, that's nice. Oh, we need to stop very soon again at Essenstede Ost now. Only 600 meters left. 700. The intercity thing is still a train, right? So. Well, I do love you guys for joining me on stuff like this. I don't know, it's... You know, I'm not sure I would watch this kind of content myself if I wasn't interested in, but still, like, you're always there supporting it, and I love it. Like, I'm really grateful for that. Knowing, like, how much this is a departure from what you guys usually are interested in. I mean, Oda did some flight simming, he said, but not much. So, yeah. Here you can see it's a new main signal, and from the new main signal we are only allowed to go this number times 10. And then it's... oh yeah, we have dynamic weather on, so now it starts raining. We do have a working wiper and like rain on the windscreen as well and stuff. Stuff does get wet, so take that, iRacing. And again, like, main signal and pre-signal. Pre-signal indicates that the next main signal will be allowing us to proceed once again. Right? Maybe we turn on the Viper very soon. Still older. I wouldn't even call this silliness, like, I take this very serious. I wish I was lying. But... oh, we should have waited at the station, actually. We were ahead of our schedule now, so we caught up with it. Can't see shit right now. Yeah, okay, now it's 90 kilometers again, so let's turn on the wiper to, I don't know, 4? Not much rain, probably 3 is enough, or like 2. So I wish I was lying, but with games like these, I find it very nice, especially with working from home, to do a ride like in the morning. By the way, new kind of signal with a white one. So you saw it's a pre-signal because it's a diagonal shape, and then it's a white light as well, which indicates that the next main signal, again, will appear closer than the usual 1 kilometer block. That's what the white signal, white-green pre-signal indicates. It probably has an abbreviation as well. So, Essen-Eiberg. Never been there in my real life. Still the same city though, apparently. Of course now slippery track, so we gotta brake a little bit less to not give the train slip, because I think this is simulated as well. Yeah, kinda like that, Ola. But for me, like, if I would go to work via public transport, it would be via bus and then via, like, it's not necessarily only a subway, because it also goes like above the earth. So it's called, what is it called, actually? It's called U11, but the U, I think, doesn't mean subway. I think it's a Stadtbahn, so city tram thing, which also goes, like, under earth. Oh yeah, we still need to wait. I'm a bit too eager. It says right here, wait till 17:35:02. We got a few seconds to spare. I do hope, like, I can explain PZB to you eventually, but I found it very hard to understand this concept in the beginning myself, but now it became very obvious. This is like another security feature, right? Next stop, Wattenscheid-Hüntrop, Plattform 2, Gleis 2. Okay. Not that far now to Bochum Hauptbahnhof. Actually, like 7 minutes. Oops. Yeah, see, we got a lot of slip there. With 100%, you can see how the power, like the speed increases because the wheels are slipping now. If I reduce speed again, you can see it immediately dropping. What was the speed limit actually? 90. Yeah, Roy, this is kind of my life you are describing. I was actually like... I'm not sure, like during the lockdown times, when there was only work and not much else and it was winter time, I did some stuff like that just to have a reason to get out of bed in the morning to look forward to, because if there was only work and like free time, then I don't know, and that gave me motivation to actually get out of bed like with the alarm going off and immediately head to the PC, grab a coffee, enjoy a nice morning flight, for example, like for like, I don't know, a regional flight, half an hour or something. Just because it like, yeah, it had something nice in the morning then. T-Bane just translated to subway, but it's more overgrown than underground. Yeah, same here then. Well, that was a Bahnübergang actually. Whoops. Default. Sorry for the jump in volume with the outside versus the inside. It's quite loud outside. Which I guess is realistic, right? We could open the window and it becomes much louder in here as well. And I might need to end up screaming a little bit, just so you can understand me, but I don't want to scream, sorry. And another pre-signal with the white light, which means next main signal is a little bit closer to us than the 1 kilometer block. See, it appeared already, and this was certainly not 1 kilometer. And then these are probably hectometer tafeln or something. Hectometer tafeln, kilometer tafeln, I guess both are a thing. I need to read up on that. Another crossing. Default. Sorry. I think I brake a little bit too early right now. But better than overshooting again. Also, like, the smoother you brake, of course, the nicer it is for the passengers on board, eh? And I mean, I don't want to shake these guys up. Yeah, if you were physically at work, that's manageable then. Like, for me it was... I mean, I started my current job, like at the current company at 1st of April 2020. So for 2 months before that, I didn't know if the job was actually starting. Right? Because lots of people were laid off because of the pandemic. And then... like, I only got my laptop from the office, set it up at home, like the day after, and then that was it. And then I didn't go to the office for like another 3 months or something, until summer came. And the situation was a bit improved. And then during winter time it was staying at home again. So, yeah. And then when you were working from home and you didn't, like, no stores were open, you weren't allowed to see anybody in Germany and stuff, it was a bit of a weird time. Let's get not too much into that. Yeah, alright, Ole, then I will not try to explain Pizza now. I mean, we also did a lot of sim stuff, like Mitchie and myself, and some of the other guys as well, but I don't know, it was not sufficient, I would say, to keep the happiness levels up. Like, I was in this room for the better part of the winter from 2020 to 2021, like all the way from December to May or something, and there was not much happening outside. We are not going too quick right now. This is like... I don't know, it was only ever like bed, work here, sim race right next to the desk, and then head back to the bed eventually. And sometimes grocery shopping with a mask on, and that at the beginning you were still scared, like, of getting the sickness as well. Really weird times. Nächster Halt, Bochum-Ehrenfeld, Gleis 2. I guess it just helped to have the need to go outside for work, and then also probably meeting at least like one person maybe there or something. I mean, oh fuck, we missed braking. Oh no, emergency brake. Not sure we can still recover the situation though. Looking at the... Oh shit. Well. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate, I would say. So let's use our Richtungswahlschalter and say we want to go in reverse and still like give it some throttle. This will cost us some time now. And we can't even see, but there's like a nice outside view for us. I'm not sure this would be legal in real life, probably it wouldn't be, but here we are in the game. Much better. Not if you're driving with Alexander Dam Rail Services, Roy. I don't know. But yeah, I guess this looks much better. That girl's doing the moonwalk. Oh no, it's still in reverse. Ah! There's also hotkeys on the keyboard for stuff. Now we can... Let us brake. Let's go. Nächster Halt, Bochum Hauptbahnhof, Gleis 8, Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung, I don't know. Ah, okay. Now we got the PZB Zwangsbremsung. So I guess this is a good time to explain stuff. Right, sorry for the beeping, can't stop it now. Okay, so what has happened? Like, I told you there were increases in speed limits and decreases in speed limits, right? This is, oh no, so this signal is red now. So this one was yellow when we passed it. Right? So what does yellow mean? Yellow means expect to slow down or you need to slow down, whatever. If you need to slow down beneath a certain speed, beneath 90 kilometers an hour, you need to acknowledge with this button that you have seen the signal. That you know, okay, I need to go slower. Usually this happens already at the pre-signal, I think, so I'm mixing things up a little bit. But try to remember, like, sometimes we need to acknowledge that we will need to decelerate below a certain speed. This is just so that that it's clear that the train driver has seen that he needs to actually slow down and is paying attention. Because otherwise, if he doesn't pay attention and he goes way too quick into one of these segments, like, he might end up crashing into stuff. Wouldn't be too good. Right? So I'm apparently still to... Yeah, okay. So then this pits at B. I'm sorry, we got another Zwangsbremsung now. As you can see, Geschwindigkeitsüberschreitung, Zwangsbremsung. We are only allowed to go 45 kilometers now. So the way this works is with magnets alongside the track, which you might see appearing sometimes. Actually not go quicker than 45, otherwise we get force stopped again. And now we are allowed to go 85, okay. So, like I said, the way this happens, like the train passes magnets and it has a counterpart to this magnet then. And this way, like, the signaling or like the talking to each other of the system works. More magnets here I can show you. Yeah, but we are reaching our final stop now anyway. So maybe this is something for a different day or something, I don't know. Unless you tell me now, do the same service back, we can also do that. Not a problem with me. But I think the way the train back is now departing already. Yeah, Norwegian distractions cooperated. No worries. I mean, I should be the one focusing on the driving and not get any, like, let any distractions get to me. But this is Bochum Hauptbahnhof now. So we do have indeed arrived. This game also features collectibles. I've already collected this one, but usually, like, it would be an empty map and you walk up to it and then it builds out the map with the actual one and stuff. You can also hear the splashing of the water on the thingy here. So we still need to close the doors, and I think then our schedule for now ends at least. And now we will get the result page. Here we can see, like... okay, so we went over the speed limit in the beginning a little bit. And then we stayed under the limit all the way. There's a stop. Here we went above the speed limit again. Tiny bit. Most of the time we stayed beneath it though. So, all good. 35.83 kilometers and we walked about 100 meters. And then it took us 41 minutes apparently. Not including our fuck up from the beginning. So we have a bunch of options now. We can return to free roam, which you can do for the moment maybe. And then take the train back if you feel like you want to watch another one of these. Or I can also just end the stream right here. Your decision basically. I wouldn't mind doing the service back as well. Just so we have both directions covered, but then we need to find a new train or spawn a new train or something. We can just leave this one, I think. Right? So what will happen with this train now? It just goes on the track, because usually the route goes even further than this. And you get the... See, this is a train that would go back now. What was the time? 1747 or something? We still need to jump in here. What is the time? 1748, okay. So there's no way of advancing the time now. But I have a mod installed with which I can do that hypothetically. So let's try that. Right, here's a mod, and then we can enter a date. So it's 2023 07. Let me turn down the volume a little bit. And then our train goes. Bye, old friend. Right, so here it says the next one goes at 6:16. So let's actually try to advance it to 6:15 or something. And then see if a train comes, and if not, we need to spawn another one. It's the 27th as well. And then we want to have it 18, 14, and 30 seconds. Boom. So, I hope that this works if we just get the train coming now. Sorry, this must be very loud for you. Hope it's better now. Hey, what else is there to explore? Like, this must be your typical German railway station then? Of course there's much more going on, but I think it's nice that you can at least like walk from platform to platform. Here's another one of these maps I collected already. Then you also get these posters which you can like collect, I guess. So let's head back. We don't have a watch, so I can't tell if the train will be on time, but if we wait another like 2 minutes and nothing arrives, we can just respawn the train or something. Oh look, there it actually is coming. So we will be taking over this one. We could also actually travel for one stop as a passenger or something, I think. Because you can just as much go into the cab and then sit to random people here. Hey, your man. Welcome back, Ola. So we finished our first service and, well, Roy said he has the time to do another one with me, so we will be doing the same way back now. Maybe this one works out a bit better. Let's actually sprint to the front so we can knock on this door, say hello, and nobody's there. And then we can take over this train now. Because this is like an open world game. Or not really an open world game, but free-roamable world, I guess. So this is the same way back, like S1 from Bochum Hauptbahnhof to Duisburg Hauptbahnhof. In real life, I think it goes to Solingen, which is where our train originally came from. There. It's again Baureihe 422 der Deutschen Bahn, so model 422 dB. We have 8 cars. Our whole train has a length of like 139 meters and 10 centimeters, and it's, well, it's more heavy than a 737. So this is like 737, like the way we usually fly it, is like, let's say 60 tons. Think a bit more, like 68 or something. Let's say 60 tons, so it's 4 times the 747. Crazy. So yeah, let's get started, and it's the same as before. We need to insert the key. Right, open the door for them. Does this not work somehow? Now it did. Open the doors, okay. And then set up the displays again. Oh, it's raining quite heavily now. Let's actually turn on the Viper already to 4. We are already behind schedule, so it's a good start. S1 nach Solingen is correct. Turn up the brightness, because otherwise it's hard to see shit. I hope the rain is not too loud for you. If it is, please tell me. And we still need to do the SIFA and PZB Störschalter. And then actually let's just alkalize already. All good. Okay, let's go. Oh yeah, and of course a direct switch. Close the doors, also important. Oh, the rain is so loud. Oh, it's also at 100%. Yeah, okay, let's keep it for now. If the rain is too loud though, please tell me and I will somehow do something about the volume of the game. Actually, nobody really drove in the wet so far. Speed limit is 100, by the way. And maybe this time I can focus a little bit more on the signals. I say as I forget to stop again. We will absolutely overshoot the station, I think. But these people will be very angry because we stop right at the end. But good to hear the toilet was clean, Ole. The S-Bahn does actually not have any toilet, so I'm not sure what kind of disgusting thing you did, but if we go through here, how's the rain so quiet here and so loud at the front? Sounds like a tent. Or like a car. There are no toilets in this train, Ole. Sorry for that. How is the rain so loud in the cab? Wow. It's really like the maximum rain available in the game. Let me put some water into my glass as well, so my voice doesn't go away. And again, next signal we arrive shortly, or like in a shorter segment than 1 kilometer because of the white light on the signal. You really can't see shit. There was a sign saying 12, so now we will go 120. Sounds kind of comfortable though. Like I love being in public transport while it's raining. Very comfy atmosphere. Did we brake so much earlier than we needed? So there's a station. And now we're too quick, or what? Yikes. I guess we're slipping again. But I mean, it does make sense to be louder in the driver's cab than it is like in the passenger area, because right here there's not a lot of roof on your head, and then there's, well, I guess not much more, so maybe I'm wrong. But actually, like all the tutorials for every scenario you buy, there's like a tutorial, and you always end up like going into the train as a passenger in the beginning. So it's not like you don't get to see the passenger side of things. What was the speed limit? I always forget, like, but I don't want to play with this fucking ugly art. 120. Like, usually you could see it on the screen, like right here, but shame it's not simulated. I think the rain is getting better though. Just got a Steam achievement. Drive any locomotive for 250 miles. Yay me. No, Jamie. Yay me. New speed limit, 100 kilometers. But I gotta say, the game looks kinda nice. Like, it's also Unreal Engine jank, so it's like kinda blurry and stuff, but... Well, because I've now also played Susie, which looks like OMSI, of course. Oh yeah, here's the Haltetafel as well, so the H symbol means this is where the front of the train needs to stop. Let's see how precisely we can hit this. Yeah, that should be good enough, right? I think that's actually very fine. Doesn't get much better than that. And again, you can... Oh look, there would be like a route which we haven't collected yet. Same with the poster. Good keeping two collectibles right next to each other. Next up, Essen-Stiel Ost, Gleis 1. It's quite a close station now, because it's just 1.2 kilometers. New speed limit, 100. As was announced before, as you remember. Like, the yellow board announces it if it's a decrease in speed, and the white board then announces, like, from here the new speed limit is applied. If it's an increase, like, it doesn't need to be announced, but if it's like a decrease, it needs to be announced by the yellow board, or like a yellow digital thingy. Can break already again. Colleague. Soon enough we can turn off the Viper completely, actually. Looks kinda nice with the lightning and stuff. Or lighting, not lightning. There's no lightning, luckily. And again, we are way too slow already. But better than overshooting, I guess. Ausstieg in Fahrtrichtung rechts. Exit to your right hand side. Nobody in the first class today. Yeah, come on, this game really looks nice, like, with the With the rain effects and everything, you gotta say like for a train simcade simulator game would be much worse. You can even sit in the second man's seat, by the way. Just to learn what the invisible guy is doing now. Can I also put this one up again somehow? No? Okay, then not. By the way, our signal to be able to go is also indicated like once this turns solid. That's our Abfahrtssignal. And there's also stuff like a manometer. This one shows us how much air pressure there is in the braking system. Because trains operate by air brakes, from what I've learned. We also have some instrument lights here. Again, red signal not for us because we are, like, our signals on the right hand side. Next up again, Essenstele platform, Gleis 101, so close by. Just a few meters now. These H symbols for like where you need to stop aren't always in place though. And then again you can see here, new speed limit 120 behind this sign, once the whole train, like the last car, has passed this sign. Only then we are allowed to go 120, because right now we're only allowed 90 kilometers. Close the doors. I think in real life it's not even necessarily closing the doors, as it's just like telling the train to close the doors, and if there's nobody in the... Why are we not going? Now we are going. And again, next stop is Essen Hauptbahnhof, Essen Main Station, Platform 07, Gleis 7. So it was 90, but I think that the whole train has now passed the sign, so it can be 120, so let's give it the full beans, see what happens. Can be reduced to 1. We really caught up with the schedule now, Ole. That's true. Also love the water effects here. Look a bit wonky, but they are there, you know. Could be worse, there couldn't be any rain. Oh no, don't go too quick though. I think the microphone's doing the hissing noise again, right? Let me just fix that by unplugging the cable and replugging it. And completely ignoring what the train does in the meantime. I think there was a new speed limit. And it will be 100 now. Yeah, and I think that is a good thing in terms of graphics, like for a train simulator, which is kinda niche. But this is also released on consoles, believe it or not, from what I know. So, I think they... So this is Dovetail Games, the same ones behind the classic train simulator and this game. And I think they did this game to really spread, like, train sims a bit in public, and I think it worked out quite nice for them what I've read. They also own the rights to FSX Steam Edition. And speed limit now 100 again. Therefore, I mean, it is good graphics for a simulator like this. It has to be said. Like, Microsoft Flight Simulator is really not the norm in terms of graphics for simulator games. Also, I like the whole aspect of being able to walk around the train and stuff. Like, that's really cool. From what I've read, this is also not the case in any other train simulator. Once again, this was pretty much on point, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if you look at it like this, right? And without the HUD, like... Oh no. Sorry. Wanted to take a screenshot, but apparently F11 puts it into window mode or something. Yeah, they are indeed older. I mean, maybe it's the same for this game, but we just don't know it because we don't understand anything about train sims, like the pro players do. Like I said, the most famous train sim in Germany, at least, is Susi, which is short for Zug Simulator, train simulator. So, that one has graphics from really, like, worse than OMSI. Worse than OMSI. At least the performance seems to be better from the few hours I played it. But this one, at least, like, it seems to be a good mixture between Simcade, realism, and being able to do some modern stuff like going out of the train. I can see how this would much more attract the masses, like, than if you weren't able to do that. I don't know anything about trains either. Nächster Halt, Essen West, Gleis 4. New speed limit. From 100 we increase to 120. Somehow now it's a reduction to 100 again, so yeah. That was it. I mean, you know, without the HUD, like, it could be worse. If you search for Susi 3 Aerosoft Edition, like Aerosoft Edition, in Steam, you should be able to find it. Actually need to put the blind like this, but then we can't see it anymore. Oh, I wonder if we can I want to say fly. If we can drive like this, like instrument, flying in planes. Not sure it works on trains. Also, I love how the whole interaction with the cockpit actually works in this game. Like, I wish I was kidding, but Susi does not even have 3D cockpits, so you only get a 2D bitmap of the Führerstand of the cockpit of the train, right? So, but then again, it's just like 2 or 3 people doing this, doing the Suzy sim, and this is like for the masters, so much more budget here. So it seems like Roy said he has the time and then fell asleep because it's so boring here. What a shame. Ah, there he is again. Blind driving. Yeah, but I'm afraid speed limits don't pop up in the cockpit here. Should be just like 4 more stops. 10 to 30 minutes more driving for you. Oh, the speed limit is 140 here. Oh. Oh, but we need to stop in 300 meters. Yikes. I don't think we will be able to stop on time. Actually, we are. Without an issue. Like, this is where you notice that after I played Suzy now, which is supposedly the much more realistic sim as it's used for Deutsche Bahn by training, like by Deutsche Bahn for training the real life drivers as well. This one feels a bit like an empty shell or something. I'm not sure how to put it differently. But in Suzy, like, it really takes time till the brakes actually apply the full power and stuff. Here it's just very, very instant. Oh yeah, true, you're doing the Spa 24 this weekend. What's the time frame for that? Will it happen from Saturday till like Sunday? Or what's the deal? But I do certainly hope that your Spa 24 hours goes better than ours did. And what a shame, like, I'm not even sure if Ole watched a little bit of the stream, but our Porsche was running in P1 when one of our drivers lost the car in Blanchimont and hit the barrier, and then we retired the car. So it was quite unfortunate. Speed limit still 140, so let's go. 140 is also as fast as this train can go, from what I understood. Actually turn on the high beam lights. I think it can go 160, not 140, sorry. True, it was match weekend. Ah, nice, 4 o'clock is real, like the time the real one started, right? From what I recall. So you have that kind of synced up, if the in-game time is reflected, or reflecting the real time. New speed limit coming up, 120 kilometers. I mean, I don't want to stop you from doing some practice. But then again, it will also finish soon, like it's not long till we arrive back in Duisburg. Man, this really looks good with the sun, has to be said. Maybe colors are a bit off, but there goes. And new speed limit announced, 90. I'm not sure we need to acknowledge that. Yes, we do. What car will you guys be actually driving? Oh, we need to slow down even more. Yep. So, I told you about the magnets and that we need to acknowledge some, like, decelerations and stuff. If we enter this PZB area, and we acknowledge it, we need to slow down to 85. We need to slow down to 85 within, I think, 25 or 23 seconds or something. And if we don't do that, like, we get another Zwangsbremsung like we did now. Unfortunately, what means unfortunately? Like, Mika will be around this weekend, so, we will be heading out to Teresa's hometown, like 60 kilometers out from here, on Saturday to visit her parents and stuff. So I won't be able to attend then. And I think on 5 in the morning on Sunday I might be asleep. But still, like, if you stream it, or at least parts of it, I will certainly rewatch a little bit, because I've never seen an actual, like, race happen in... endurance race happen in ACC, I think. And M4 seems like the safe choice, so good choice on that. But I do think it could stop raining now, really. Maybe we can quickly do like this and stop the rain. Oh, that's not the door I wanted to open. Oh, listen how quiet it is all of a sudden. Why is this not... Ah, now it stopped. Oh, it's so quiet. How nice is that? Yeah, I don't think we were, Ole. But I guess if there's any highlights, you will clip it anyway and send to the group then, during your stints on the live streams. And how did that turn out, Ole? That's a nice thing about having an actual weather simulation. I'm not sure if you guys saw the iRacing Dev update, which came out, which included a lot of screenshots from the rain. Looked very good. I know you guys really aren't that much into iRacing, but it looked really good. Ah, but this is something you hear regularly about ACC and stuff, right? Especially with endurance races and driver changes, it seems to cock up stuff, and then people get thrown out of the lobby, or lose a lap, or lose more laps than one, and stuff like that. Really awful. But the jack is nice, it sounds really good. Can't believe how old that car is by now. Like, it was old when ACC was released, right? Now it's just ancient. Stuff moves so quickly in racing. Oh yeah, I do understand your reasoning behind that, Ole, but from what you could see so far in terms of preview images and stuff, maybe it turns out to be actually good. I'm skeptical myself, but nevertheless, even if it's bad rain, I would rather take it than having no rain at all, because right now endurance races are just putting in the laps, right, and then you finish off. It was a sprint race all the way through. There's no strategy involved, and with dynamic weather, you get a whole other component, like, which... Yeah, I don't know, I've never done endurance racing in the rain, and I would love to have this as a factor to be kept in mind during practice, to be kept in mind during race strategy, especially on a track like Spa last weekend. Okay, so let's see how it turns out. I mean, I understand your reason for being skeptical, and I'm a bit skeptical myself, but I want to be optimistic about it, because the racing simulation market really feels like it has become not stagnant, but like the software side of things appears to be a bit stuck. Hardware evolves so quickly, but everything is just a bit... I don't know, ACC, AC2 is still like a year or two out. AMS2, okay, yeah, there's happening some stuff. R-Factor 2, I don't know. Yeah, whatever, like, brings some movement to the market, I guess is good. Because you mentioned real-life racing in the rain, we were karting once in the wet. Like, it wasn't raining anymore, but the track was completely wet and cold. And it was an outdoor track with 16 horsepower karts or something, so... I think we are allowed to go much quicker here. Not really paying attention, sorry. But there was a chicane, and like the first time I went on the outlap and stuff, I thought like, oh well, still like it was a quick chicane, like you would probably take it flat. But then I actually approached like during the qualifying lap, and panicked a little bit or something, and figured out, okay, I really need to brake for this, otherwise I launched completely over the curb, which was like this high, like, can't even show it on screen, but like, very high for a kart. And then I completely locked the rear axle, and still yeeted myself via this ramp of a curb, like completely into the grass, but managed to at least get out of it again on my own. So, that was my only wet weather experience in the rain. The actual race was kinda interesting because with rental karting, usually the races aren't that long that you have any kind of development, like in terms of line, but... oh yeah, we need to acknowledge that one. And we need to slow down to 85 in like below 25 seconds. Now the speed limit will be 65 soon. So, sorry, concentrating on the train driving. So there was like a hairpin, and like every lap you could just feel how the track was drier and drier and drier, and you could take more speed through it. That was quite fascinating actually. We are approaching Duisburg Hauptbahnhof now, Gleis 3. Say out Gleis, please, loud. So, that's the German word for platform. A Gleis is actually like this one. These are the Gleisen, right? Rails. So this will be our final stop for the evening. All the lights on already here. It's a bit unfortunate the track doesn't continue on from here, because it's not far that, like, Düsseldorf Flughafen is not far from here. Airport. again, there's a marker for us telling us where to stop. Open up the doors. Then I guess once we close it again, our service will end right here. And then we'll spectate how our train maybe drives off or something. And then I will put the stream into the outro, because that's it for today then. So, yeah. I hope you learned something. I didn't really focus on driving that much. It was a bit hard to shuffle actually. Like, this is what I said about flight sim being a bit more like chit-chat friendly. We managed alright. So let's leave our train. And then we get the results page again. We went slightly over the limit here. Right at the beginning, actually. And then we went over the limit again here. Stayed about where the limit is right here. But yeah, all in all, we didn't miss too many signals, apparently. But well, Ole, as long as you had some fun, I'm glad for it. I might stream some train sim again in the future, who knows. I will probably do that, because I enjoy it a lot right now, learning about it and understanding what's happening and stuff. So let's just wait for our train to drive off. And then we will end the stream right there. No, there's no time stat, sadly. So it won't be long now, I think, until it dries off. Happy you enjoyed it too, Roy. Yeah, I guess it doesn't hurt to dive into different stuff altogether, and I've never really understood how trains work. I never really cared about them because I don't use trains all that often. Like, I do use buses sometimes and use them a lot during school days. I use planes quite regularly. But trains, I don't know, I drove like maybe 20 times on a train and I never really cared for them. But now with the bundle being linked by Ola, I figured it might be time to dive into them. Oh really, you've been missing my live streams, Roy? Let's see how this guy drives off now. Into the sunset, actually. Nice. Goodbye, S1. Bam. So yeah, we can still grab a snack maybe from the machine or something. But yeah, it's nice to end this stream now, maybe here. And, well, if you don't mind, I might stream this a bit more in the future, maybe. I still owe all of that flight dim stream, so that will happen as well. I'm not sure why the ambience on the fucking railway station is so loud, sorry. So, yeah, with Roy telling me he's been missing them, Ola telling me he's enjoyed it. See you very soon for maybe another one of these, or maybe some flight simming. And either way, I mean, we will catch up on the phone like in 5 minutes probably. I still need to check out the Dakar game. There's just too many games in too little time. But still happy to watch a bit of your live stream then. Look, there's a different train coming actually. This is a different model as well. Maybe this is something for the next time. Eh? Bye bye!